Hello everyone. I'm getting ready to can some corn. It's fall. It's August 11th today. So I've got a dozen corn sitting off to the side right here. And I've got a big bag in my sink. So I'm going to stuff my corn. I'm just going to bring you along today. I love fall corn. Just love it. Best time of year to do corn. So a dozen corn will make about 7 pints. So I have some water in a big stock pot behind me to blanch my corn. Just going to blanch it for about a minute or so, and then dunk it into some cold water. I have my canner. I'm going to use a pressure canner. So I've got that going too. You get. And of course I've got trouble. You. Sorry. Wow. I can't do nothing without help. I don't want help right now. So I bought my corn from a local farmer. It's the best place to buy it. Local farmer. Alright, so I'm going to finish shucking corn and I'll be back. Okay, all my corn is shucked. I've got it all in this really big bag that I put in my sink. All I got to do is... Oh, I still see some more silks here. You still get silks all over your kitchen. Just pick them up. But this contains almost all of it right here. So I've got a garbage bag. Actually, you know what? I'm going to wait. I forgot about my corn cobs. Oops. I have to delete that. Okay, everyone. I've got my water is ready right here in the stock pot here. So I'm going to blanch my corn for about a minute and then start taking it out and putting it over here. I don't have a lot of room here. So I've got a bowl right there of cold water. So that's what we're going to do. Nope, that won't fit there. Alright. Go ahead and get it all in. I'll also be using this water to fill my jars. No need to get some fresh water. Okay, I'm going to start my timer for about a minute. So some of these will be in there a little bit longer, obviously, because and I can see a lot of silk coming off. I'll skim that off before I use this water and try and get, I'll just use a little strainer like this. I'm going to turn my camera. I'm just going to use a strainer like this and get some of that silk out of there. I got as much of it out as I could, but you're still going to have some. So, you know, canning corn takes about 55 minutes once it gets in the canner, and you got to remember you got to get once you got a steady stream of steam coming out of your Doesn't take long, does it? So now I'm going to go ahead and put this into my bowl here. Stop that cooking. Some years I've done just a raw pack. This year I'm going to blanch them. See if it's any different. I can use more cold water. Okay. I don't quite have enough cold water in it. It's okay. So now I'm gonna just take my strainer here like this. See all that silk I'm getting off of there? And I'll just take a paper towel and get this off, and I'll do this a couple times and get as much silk out of there because I'm going to use that water. I'll be back. Okay, I'm just going to show you my pot here. So you can see I got all of that out of there. There's no silk left in there. It's good stuff. Okay, so next we're going to cut the cob off. I'm going to just cover my pot just a little bit to keep that hot. So I've got a pretty sharp knife here. I just got a little cup here just so I can kind of set this on here and just go ahead and start cutting. You want a sharp knife. I think I'm going to move you guys. Probably can't see too well. Let me move you real quick. I have such a small kitchen, I'm sorry. Alright. So having this little upside down cup here just helps me, just protects my knife more than anything, and then just kind of helps the corn fall. So I didn't get rid of my bag in the sink, and this is why, right here. Now you could make corn cob jelly if you wanted to, but yeah, I'm not going to do that today. So you also want to have, of course corn is going everywhere in my kitchen. You also want to have canning salt. My jars are sitting behind me in the sink with some really, really hot water, as well as the lids. So you can't use regular salt, you have to use canning salt. It lasts forever. Just buy it, keep it in your cupboard. Alright, I'm going to sit and cut corn off of the cob, and we'll be back. Alright, it's time to rock and roll here. I'm going to start pulling my jars out. that's all the corn I've got on my pan here. Our corn, I'm sorry for the noise, I've got my hood vent on. Otherwise it's going to get blastably hot in here. I think I might only get 6, but let's rock and roll here. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put a ½ teaspoon of salt. I've got my canning salt right here, canning salt. I just put some in a dish here, ½ teaspoon in each jar. Put that in first. I'm going to put about 2 cups of corn in each one. So we've had a drought in Minnesota here, so all summer I think it's kind of stunted the growth of everything. Usually I have more corn than this. So. See how they fill up. Still have another jar in the sink here. You need it. I don't think I'm going to need it though. I think I'm only going to get 6. Try and get all this in here. Waste not, want not, right? All right. Now we're going to take some of our liquid from our pan here. Start filling our jars here. So you want to go just to the bottom of the rim right here of your jar of liquid. I'm spilling all over the place. spilling, spilling, spilling. I'm going to move these over to here. Move these around as I go. Take my little wand. I'm just going to debubble it a little bit. As I do each one, I'm going to add just a little bit more water because I can see I need a little bit more as I do that. Okay. That one is ready. Go around, get some of that air out of there. Don't want to pack it down, you just want to get those bubbles, air bubbles out of there. And you'll probably have to add a little more water. I like to go along the sides or right in the middle. A little more water. Well, some people say, well, why don't you just go buy corn from the store? Well, because all fresh corn is the best. We have a Seneca nearby. They're doing their corn right now. I get it, but it's just fun to make your own. I like to buy from the local farmers. Alright, last one here. We get our lids on and into the canner. So green beans and corn, that's what I like to can. And then I like to do tomatoes too. So problem is I'm almost out of jars. Yeah, I know. Go get some more jars, right? Okay, these are done. I'm going to grab a paper towel. This is a really heavy-duty paper towel, by the way. I'm going to just wipe the rim of each jar. Make sure there's nothing on it. Grab my lids. And my beans. Just finger tight. bands here. Just a 2-finger tight. So now what I have to do is I got to switch pans here on the stove. So I'm going to do that. I got to bring this other one over to here. Oh, alright. Ouch. There we go. That's hot. Hot, hot, hot. Check that off. Get this off. Remove everything. Okay. Alright, we're going to go ahead and start putting these in. I don't have the right rack in the bottom of my thing here, but nothing I can do about that either. Not right now. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and put my canner lid on. I got to come up to 10 pounds of pressure. Well, I got a lot of water on my stove here. Okay, so I got to come up to 10 pounds of pressure. And then you got to get I'm sorry. So you got to get a steady stream of steam out of that thing for 10 minutes. Okay? Everything is locked down. This is a Presto canner. And I am going to, I kind of know where my heat has to be. Usually about 5, which is where I'm at right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it up to 6 because I want it to come up, get that steam going. Alright, we'll be back. Just a quick tip, you guys, since I've got a lot of water in this pot. I like to throw in some baking soda on both sides of the sink. And go ahead and get my sinks cleaned out, the drains. I know vinegar works better, but I do this with water too, so kind of a double duty. Look at that. Clean out those drains a little bit. There we go. Just a quick tip. Canning Safety 101. Okay, I know it's really hard for you to maybe see, but there's steam coming out of my vent, but it's not consistent. You have to wait for it to be a consistent, you can't have any gaps, okay? It's got to be consistent before you start your 10-minute countdown before you put on your jiggler. Okay, so you can kind of see, I hope, that I don't know how best to show this. Let me see if I shut off one of my lights here. Maybe that'll help a little bit. Okay, see how there's gaps in that steam? It's not a steady stream yet. It's not a steady stream. You have to wait for that steady stream before you start your 10-minute countdown. So I just wanted to point that out. You have to wait for that steady stream. I got a little bit better angle here. Do you see that? That is a steady stream of steam. Yes, you gotta be patient. No gaps. Now I can start my timer for 10 minutes. Very, very important you have that steady stream of steam. There should be no gaps. It actually looks really good, doesn't it? No gaps at all. Timer is going. Okay, so I got the jiggler on. It's been 10 minutes. And so now we're going to bring it up to the 10 pounds of pressure. And I know on my stove from canning in the past that, like right now I'm at 7. And I know I'm going to have to keep dropping that down to about 5 to maintain a 10 pound of pressure. So I'm going to be watching this dial, slowly decreasing the heat down to, you know, it's about 5, maybe a little bit more than 5 on the electric stove. So if you've got an electric stove, that'll just kind of help you a little bit. Alright, we'll come back. Alright, you guys. I am very, very close to 10 pounds of pressure. I'm now at about between 5 and 5.5. Because electric stoves, they just lower their heat not as quickly as a gas. But this is the point where you do not want to walk away. You want to stand here and watch this. Get your timer ready. 55 minutes for me. So I'm going to get my timer at 55 minutes. And it is so close. So close. Okay, so once it gets at that 10 pounds of pressure, I can go ahead and start my timer, but I don't want to walk away yet. I might have to do a little bit more adjusting down to 5 to maintain that 10. And I would literally stand here for 5 minutes and watch this, okay? Because if it varies at all, you have to adjust that heat. Alright, we're going to come back when this comes off of the stove. After it's, by the way, when it's done, you do not want to open up your canner. You want to let that come all the way back down to 0 on its own. You don't touch anything. You don't take the jiggler off or nothing. You just let it come down on its own. And then when you open it, you want to make sure you open it away from you because it's going to be extremely hot. Do not open it until it's come all the way back down to 0. Okay, so I went just a little bit over the 10. It's been about 10 minutes, okay? So I'm now at 4.5. It's at about 11, maybe 12. I think it's at 11 pounds of pressure. I want to keep that back down at 10. So this is why you want to kind of stand here for like 10 minutes and just keep adjusting that temperature, especially on an electric stove, because it does take a while for that to regulate down. So now I'm at 4.5. But I'm still going to stand here and just kind of watch and see where it falls, make sure it stays within that 10 pounds of pressure. Alright you guys, my corn is out of the canner. All of them have pretty much popped down. Well, they'll pop down as they start to cool. You want to double check your seals, but I'm going to let these sit till tomorrow morning, and then I will take the bands off, wipe them, write down the date, and they will go back out into the back closet, into my pantry. I have a few jars left over, about 4 of them from last year, maybe 5. I haven't quite looked at everything in the back inventory, but this is it. I don't have any more of these jars. All I've got is quart jars, so the next canning video I'm going to do is tomatoes. It'd be nice if I had help with the tomatoes, but I usually don't. But that's quite the process too. But at least I can use the boiling water canner for that and not the pressure cooker, so I'm going to be putting my pressure cooker away. Thanks for watching. Hope this was helpful to you to see how to can your own fall corn. It's absolutely phenomenal. It's delicious. Thanks for watching.